Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update is next. Coming up, why you might not want to take a selfie of your ballot and upload it for the world to see.
You may have heard of streetwear, but you probably didn't know about this multi-billion-dollar industry. We will have the story.
Another clown scare in the Bay Area, this time involving a gun.
And to be young, gay, and black, a new film's coming out this week. We have one-on-one with the director. All that and more next on Urban Nights Update.
Hi there, thanks for joining us at Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. Samantha Huang is joining me. I'm Beatrice Martinez. Hillary Clinton is enjoying her lead in the polls over Donald Trump. With a little more than 2 weeks before Election Day, projections show Clinton leads with 272 electoral votes. Meanwhile, Trump has a total of 179 votes. The Associated Press states that Clinton has a shot at large states like Ohio and Florida, as well as traditionally Republican states, Arizona and North Carolina. According to ABC News, Hillary Clinton has arched to a double-digit advantage in the election tracking poll. People are opposing Donald Trump because of two controversial issues: the reluctance to concede the results if he loses and his treatment of women. Trump claims that this election is rigged. Voters believe he's just saying this to make excuses in case he loses, and others say it's a real concern. Also, voters are strongly disapproving Trump's rejection to say whether he'd accept the outcome if Clinton won. Trump's campaign knows they're behind, but accepts playing catch-up to Clinton.
If you are thinking of voting early and want to post a selfie with the ballots online, you might need to think twice. Posting selfies with the voting ballot online is illegal in some states. In the state of California, a bill was signed by Governor Jerry Brown allowing voters to post those selfies. However, this change will only take effect 2 months after the presidential election. Legislative analysts have found that taking selfies with ballots was not being enforced in California.
According to Gallup's latest tracking poll, 57% of the people who voted believe Barack Obama has been doing his job properly as president. Bill Clinton also had 57% of the people who were on his side. No other president has gone higher than 57% in the tracking polls. With the election just 2 weeks away, this is helping Hillary Clinton's campaign as she wants to build on Obama's progress. There are less than 3 months left for President Obama's 2 terms in office. As we approach the end of this term, reporter Daniel Bodishbaugh visited the small city of Martinez to talk to people there about their feelings about the president.
So we have seen Barack Obama and his family in the White House now for 8 years. We've basically watched his kids, Malia and Sasha, grow up and become young women under the strong First Lady Michelle. The First Family has had the media around every corner waiting for them to screw up for the last 8 years, and virtually no real scandal has surfaced. He came in and has served his terms respectfully, but still stayed true to himself and added a little Obama taste to his speeches when they were called for.
Congratulations. They're working through some injuries on their quest to another title. But I'll tell you what, if guys need any tips on winning back-to-back, you know where to find me.
I like Bernie. Bernie's an interesting guy.
Over the years,
Apparently,
we've gotten to
some
see
folks
glimpses of
really want
Barack's
to see
sense
a
of humor.
pot-smoking socialist in the White House. We could get a third Obama term after all.
Because the 2016 presidential candidates are not so well liked, I came out here to figure out if anybody's going to miss Barack Obama.
I am going to miss Barack Obama immensely. I think he is the smartest man in any room he's in. I think he's thoughtful and even thinking. I think he has always had the best interest of the country in his mind.
President Obama?
No.
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 And why is that?
I'm not really sure, actually. I don't know. I really don't know.
Barack has just been a class act throughout his 2 terms, something we cannot say about the current candidates Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. So yes, Obama, just know that you are one of a kind and you will be missed. I'm Daniel Bodishbaugh in Martinez with your Urban Nights Update.
President Barack Obama has not publicly stated what he'll be doing after he leaves the White House. He's only announced that he and his wife will be living in D.C. for a while so youngest daughter Malia can finish high school there.
Unemployment rates in the Bay Area are below average compared to the entire state of California. More counties across the Bay Area are seeing a decrease in people who don't have jobs. State employment officials announced that the employment rate in all 9 Bay Area counties is below the state average since September. The employment rate in six counties was below 4% and between 4 and 5% in the two other Bay Area counties, while the state jobless rate is 5.5%.
One industry that seems to be generating a lot of money is the selling and reselling of streetwear. Wynton Pettis takes a look at the multi-billion-dollar business.
Since 2010, brands like Stussy, Bape, Supreme, and many others have all seen an increase in popularity. The streetwear culture has seen such a gain that it's caused the demand and market for it to get a little too hectic. The brands mostly operate on a small scale. Businesses only run in major U.S. cities like Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. Or they are international and you can only purchase online. This method of selling has led to people being in overcrowded lines, paying double the retail price, or dealing with online service crashing. Alante Ellis, a Bay Area consumer, has seen the ups and downs of this market firsthand.
I seen the hypebeast culture take over in like 2011, 2012. It started in 2011 when Conquers came out, and at that same time, eBay was coming up, so they just went perfect hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's opened up, it's made it easily accessible to a lot of people. It's just been limited supply on it. So, you know, Jordan is releasing, Jordan or Nike, you know, whoever is releasing a limited supply of that product, and everybody want to get their hands on it, but it's getting sold out quick. And, you know, everybody want to keep it, but, you know, you got people online trying to sell it, and they're not trying to get lowballed.
Keeping up with the streetwear market has become a challenge for some consumers and has pushed some down a road they don't want to take.
What made me want to resell, I want to say just growing up with the culture, just seeing how the prices been getting higher with the clothes, and the clothes has just been getting better and everything like that. Trying to keep up with the lifestyle and trying to keep up with like buying new items and stuff, you kind of are forced to resell other items to get these higher quality items that you want to get with Supreme and stuff, or any brand that you like. It has, because I mean, it used to be super low key. Everybody knew, I mean, not a lot of people knew about, you know, the streetwear brands, and it was still rising up when I was really messing with it and everything like that. Now everybody knows, so everybody's trying to get the hottest item.
The street fashion culture has had some unwanted changes occur, but with the changes, consumers adapt and get it how they can. From San Francisco, I'm Wynton Pettis with your Urban Nights update.
Studies have shown that streetwear industry has generated an estimated $75 billion in the U.S. That being in 2013, the numbers have definitely grown since then. As we know, the U.S. isn't a stranger to debt, but now our student loans debt crisis is causing students to graduate with more debt than ever before. The average 2016 grad racks up to $37,000 in debt. That's 6% higher than last year. The monthly payment average is $351, and here's a number that will amaze you. 43 million Americans collectively owe $1.3 trillion in student debt.
There has been an increase of recent sexual assaults reports around the UC Berkeley area. The University Council president has made it a campus rule that all social events must be a sober event. Students have been in arms, especially those who live on campus. Sororities and fraternities are the most affected due to the large amount of parties and social gatherings they have each year. Some are concerned that these rules threaten the very existence of Greek life on campus. There is a new name for a phenomenon involving young people drinking alcohol. It's called drunkorexia, and it's what researchers at the University of Houston are calling youth who have adjusted their way of living to fit their drinking habits. In this study, 1,000 students were surveyed, and up to 80% admit that they have adapted their eating, exercise, and lifestyle to accommodate binge drinking.
An investigation underway for some suspicious people wearing clown masks in San Francisco. Some people saw 3 men dressed in clown masks at the Westfield Mall Sunday morning. A security guard found 3 men wearing clown masks. One man was holding a gun, but he did not point it at the guard. When the guard found them, they were ready to run. They were seen running to the market and Powell Street areas. So far, no arrests have been made. Could it be that the threatening clowns are causing some people to stay inside for this Halloween this year? I went to find out more. People dressed in clown masks have been terrorizing students, children, and adults for about 3 months now. According to IB Times, there has been a total of 14 threats and attacks since August. Some fear it will increase on Halloween night. Aaron Brown, an employee at a costume store, is becoming more vocal by alerting customers who purchase clown masks.
I personally think that the clown mask epidemic and the killers in the clown mask is probably tied to a deeper issue. I've mostly been trying to keep my own children safe because they do walk to and from school every day. And I think that for the most part, it's an immature prank that is now getting more people hurt than were originally probably involved in the first place. I think being a Halloween store employee, it is important to warn our customers about what's happening because we've been open since August and children were already coming in, children and adults, really into clowns and wanting to purchase clowns. And it wasn't until the following month that it really got heavy in the media about the killer clowns. I don't think that we should pull it off the shelves. But I think that as people come in and are interested, I think we should tell them, just so you know, there is some things in the media about people who are intentionally hurting people dressed as clowns and people dressed as clowns hurting people.
There are some people who aren't taking the clown mask situation serious. However, some are not risking the chances of being attacked by a clown this Halloween.
I will not be trick-or-treating this year because I am afraid of the murder clowns. Being in SF with a lot of crazy people, it does frighten me a lot because we got homeless people that might just dress up for clowns this Halloween. It reminds me of Purge election year, the newest movie that came out. And by that, Donald Trump's running for president, Hillary Clinton's running for president. Hillary Clinton is dressed up like the person in Purge election. And then they also have clowns which are out now in the real world. I am going to stay inside for Halloween.
In San Francisco, I'm Beatrice Martinez for Urban Nights Update. Make sure to stay alert on Halloween night, and parents, don't let your kids go into the woods alone. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Clowns aren't the only thing people should fear. Last Friday, a cyber attack was targeted against dozens of the world's most popular websites, such as Spotify, Twitter, and Netflix. Unsure where the attacks came from, Dean Incorporated did tests to see which areas were affected the most. California and New York seem to suffer the worst of it, along with England reporting issues as well. The sites were only down for a few hours at a time, but would shut down continuously throughout the day. Experts warn that it is just the tip of the iceberg and we can expect similar cyber attacks in the future unless online security is beefed up. Although AT&T was one of the companies affected by these attacks, they seem to be doing just fine regardless. AT&T is working to buy Time Warner, one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world, for the unbelievable price of just over $84 billion. This would mean that AT&T would own Warner Brothers Studio, HBO, and CNN, combining its cell phone, TV, and internet business with entertainment.
When it comes to games and entertainment, there is a sport different from basketball, baseball, or other sports, and it's gaining in popularity. It is esports, but what is it? Lucius Lee joins us to find out more.
Hello everyone, this is Lucius with Ning Mie. Hi Ming, welcome to our studio. Firstly, you have an excellent result on esports game competition, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And a lot of people don't know what the esports game is about. So can you describe it?
It's like electronic sport. So the computer is like the bridge connect all the players together. And it's about the competition, about the strategy and teamwork, and the game skill.
There are lots of sports like football, basketball, baseball, even badminton. But why do you choose esports?
At the beginning, we just play game for fun, and we enjoy playing computer games. Yeah, that's why.
So how do you find out esports for school?
They put a poster in our dorm, so we see it, and we play the game League of Legends, so we just sign up to play the game.
So we notice that your first company have a Diamond 1 player, but the higher level of your team is God 5. So there are 2 camps between you and your opponent level. So what's your strength for them? Can you share with us?
Yeah, the first enemy was hard, but we still won because we have better teamwork. Yeah, we communicate a lot when we was playing the game, and then we win.
Okay, but it's pretty that when you got huge advantage in the final round, however you lost the game. What reason did you think is for the result?
Yeah, our player is really strong in individual, but the enemy's teamwork is better than us. And our team have Korean, Taiwanese, Chinese, so communication is not good as the enemy team. I think that's why we lose.
Thank you for your wonderful performance in esports. And if you want to watch this competition, so you can watch really a repair video on internet. So now let us return to the stadium.
Thanks, Lucius. This is one for the history books. Mavericks is known to be one of the dangerous surf competition in the world that only men were allowed to compete. After countless complaints about women not being able to compete, the California Coastal Commission has made an appeal for including female surfers. Contest organizers have decided not to extend the ban anymore and are letting women to compete for the first time. There will be 6 women in inaugural women's division.
With all that talk of sports, it's time to find out more about our own sports here at Academy of Art University. Let's join Christian Sprague for more.
Last Saturday, AAU's cross-country team competed in the Bronco Open, where sophomore Ashley Brown earned her first career best time of 23 minutes and 11 seconds and finished 26 out of 186 people.
Going into Bronco, I was a little nervous just because that was my big race last year where I PR'd, so I wanted to PR even more this year from last year, so I was actually really nervous for the race, but I was confident just because I knew the course. So the race went out actually really fast, faster than I had, I think, gone out in a cross-country race before, and so I just went with them. And like towards the middle of the race was Tori calls it like my dark place or whatever, where like I kind of zone out, and at first I honestly didn't think that I was on track to PR, but I didn't let that like kind of discourage me. I just like tried to give everything else that I had, and then towards the end of the race when I saw the clock, I was like, oh, okay, so I actually did like do better than I had thought that I did. So they actually had suggested that I go out faster to like put myself in the race, so that's what I tried to do this race. They didn't mean to go as fast as I did, but I think still it was a good learning experience for me. Cross country, I used to look at it as just to keep me in shape, but now it's actually an important part of like my running career because I want to do well in both. And I think the things that I learn in cross country, just mentality wise, really cross over into track, just because I feel like cross country has given me something that maybe some of the other runners that I'm running against don't have. So yeah, so going into track, I'm gonna try and keep the same mentality to just like push through.
In another success story, the ArtU women's volleyball team swept Holy Names on Thursday 3-0. The Knights fought through a tough first set, ending 25-19, and continued to carry the momentum through the next two sets. Junior middle blocker Bailey Sulzma had 7 kills with no errors, earning her the highest attacking percentage of any player in the match.
We really stuck to the things that we've been working on in practice. We served tough, I thought, really focusing through each point. Even if we had a bit of a lead at some point, we just kept pushing through and pushing through. And I think that this win means a lot for us going into the weekend, really tough match on Saturday. And I'm looking forward to us taking that consistency through and just really having a good match on Saturday as well. I've been working on a lot of different things in practice. All the hitters actually just finding a variety of shots. And I think that we did a really good job of that tonight. And the setters are really finding where to put the ball and their placement. And they're working really hard in practice to do that for us. So thankful for that.
This week, women's volleyball takes on Dixie State at Kezar Pavilion on Saturday at 3 p.m., as well as men and women's soccer playing Notre Dame on Thursday at Beach Chalet Soccer Fields. The men will play at 10:30 a.m. just before the women at 1 p.m. That's all we have for sports for now. See you next time.
Thanks, Tate, for updating us with our latest in AAU sport. Now with our latest in entertainment, we have Priscilla.
Thanks, Beatrice. Hi, and welcome to this week's latest in entertainment. There are a lot of movies opening this weekend with some big artists and names that you aren't going to want to miss. The first movie hitting the box office this weekend is Inferno, starring Tom Hanks and Felicity Jones. They team up and travel across Europe to stop a worldwide virus from taking out half of the world's population. The world is depending on them to save them from this epidemic. Inferno hits the box office this Friday. That is definitely an action-packed movie you aren't going to want to miss. Also opening this weekend is The Eagle Huntress. Produced by Sony Pictures, a 13-year-old girl becomes the first female in 12 generations to become an eagle huntress. For centuries, the tradition has handed down from father to son, but she wants to prove that a girl can do anything a boy can do. Taking place in Mongolia, this girl breaks the barrier in history. For over 2,000 years, eagles were only hunted by men until she comes along. This movie is inspiring to children around the world. The Eagle Huntress is rated G and is definitely a great movie for a family movie night. The Eagle Huntress hits the box office this Sunday. If you feel like staying in this weekend, Universal Studios is releasing Bad Moms on Blu-ray and DVD. Bad Mom is a comedy directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore, also the directors of Hangover and Four Christmases. Bad Mom isn't suitable for children, but if you want a good laugh, this is one you're going to want to watch. It hits the stores this Sunday, so make sure you get your copy. If you want a day out with the family or enjoy outdoors, visit Discovery Day at Cal State East Bay. It is a free hands-on science festival hosted by the students and faculty at Cal State East Bay. It is family-friendly with over 50 science activities. This is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And now for the best part, it's free, so make sure you take out the family for some fun. If you'd rather be celebrating Halloween this weekend, head to Pier 70 for the Ghost Ship Halloween Party for some free fun as well. Ghost Ship Halloween will host a free preview party from noon to 5 p.m. There will be food, games, and rides. You can even bring your pets and join the second annual Doggy Patch Costume Contest. Don't miss a chance to show off your costumes and enjoy the fun. Although this is a free event, an RSVP through their website is highly recommended. For more information, go to ghostshiphalloween.com or follow them on Facebook. And for this week's Billboard Top 5 Songs of the Week, we have Let Me Love You by DJ Snake rolling in at number 5 for the second week in a row. We have Cold Water by Major Lazer at number 4, also for the second week in a row. At number 3, we have Heathens by 21 Pilots, moving down from the number 2 spot of last week. Moving up in the charts is Starboy by The Weeknd at number 2. And again, at number 1 is Closer by the Chainsmokers for the third week in a row. Closer has been in the top charts for the last 10 weeks and is still as popular as it was when it first came out. Thank you for joining us. See you back next time.
A new film opening this week features a film director and writer who have never made a film before. Reporter Kiyomi Mitsuda talked with director Barry Jenkins about his new movie, Moonlight.
A new indie film took the Toronto Film Festival by storm. Director Barry Jenkins has us follow the journey of Chiron through 3 stages of his life. I had the chance to talk to Jenkins about the meaning of Moonlight.
What was your inspiration for the film?
So the film started with a play by a playwright, Terrell McCraney, called In Moonlight, Black Boys Look Blue. So taking the source material, I kind of just felt like it was a story that I could relate to, And in the place that we grew up, you don't see a lot of stories about characters who are from, Liberty City, this neighborhood in Miami. So right away, I was kind of just drawn to it.
Because it is about Chiron trying to go through the hurdles of life, especially being a young black gay kid. And in most ethnic communities, it is difficult to come out as being gay. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's an aspect of the film where I'm relying on empathy, but I'm also trusting Terrell's voice, as the originator, to get us to a place where I can authentically tell the story. So I don't think homophobia has a race or is more prevalent in one society or the next. I think the images that we project into the media show a lot more. One community has this sort of like stigma and the other community doesn't, because the other community controls the media. So.
Speaking of the media, this past Oscars was considered #OscarsSoWhite. What were your thoughts on when the whole entire debate was going on?
The one thing that's happened that's cool right now is that there are all these films. There's Our Film, there's Birth of a Nation, Hidden Figures, Fences, Queen of Katwe, Loving, United Kingdom. I mean, there's just so many films this year that are being talked about as a response to Oscars So White, and as a response to this lack of diversity. Because I do think we're in a moment right now where there are just so many diverse voices, but I think it's in response to the lack of those things. And not to any sort of controversy this or controversy that.
Going back to Moonlight, what would you want to tell the audience, to tell everyone? That's what's the thing?
Well, I don't want to tell nobody nothing.
Oh, no, spoilers or anything, but what's the message you want to get across?
And so what I would hope is when people watch this film, if you're on the Muni or you're on, the BART or the subway or whatever, we sit next to people like the characters in our film all the time. We think we don't have the space, or the common sort of thread to empathize with those people. And I would just love for people when they see this film to actually see these characters and see that they have things that they go through with their families. They have things that they aspire to, things they yearn for, because those things ultimately are what make us human. And so I would just hope that people would just see that the world is a bit smaller than we think it is, and we're not so different, despite the fact that you're from, Mill Valley and I'm from Liberty City.
Moonlight will be in selected theaters on October 21st.
That's it for this edition of Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. I'm Beatrice Martinez.
And I'm Samantha Hing. For everyone here, thanks for joining us. See you back next time.